Hello and welcome back to Wine Wednesday here at French Grocery. I am Kevin Lentz, your friendly rosé host. Rosé is trendy all across America right now. It's the summertime. If you find yourself in the Hamptons, it is absolutely the thing to have. But what we enjoy here in Arizona is summer and the wintertime. And I encourage you to revisit rosé all throughout the year. We can drink this stuff year-round. And there's good rosé and there's bad rosé. We only talk about the good stuff here, and I would stick to the classics. The south of France gives us a lot of that. What is rosé? Let's just begin by saying, what is it not? It is not a byproduct of red wine making. We're not simply just trying to concentrate red wine and then have a little bit of stuff to mix sugar into and sell it. It's not necessarily a sweet thing. None of these are sweet. Nor is it white wine with a little bit of red wine poured in. Rosé is its own category with white wine and with red wine and with sparkling wine. And these are all, like I said, they're bone dry, they're satisfying, they pair wonderfully with food across the spectrum. I think I did something really silly recently. I had a bottle of Domaine Tempier, the new vintage, and I had one thing to eat, and that was a steak. And they were spectacular together. So a rich, hearty steak and one of the greatest rosés in the world. And that went together wonderfully well. Maybe it was the garlic butter on the steak that did the trick. Think about if you found yourself in the south of France, what would you be eating anyway? Or in Spain or in parts of Italy. Just about every real, authentic, centuries-old wine culture in the world has some kind of legacy of rosé. Take, for example, Marsanne. This is in the north of Burgundy, one of the northernmost villages of Burgundy. They have a great rosé tradition. I don't know if this is true or not, but I speculate it's probably because they couldn't get reliable ripening there. Sometimes they just had some bad vintages, and they thought, well, this might make a better rosé than it might make a red wine. In the south of France, most of the world's most famous rosés come from there. We have Tavel here, Kermit Lynch import, one of my favorites. You'll notice the color difference. So you can do a lot of manipulation. Everything kind of depends on how long you spend the maceration, the actual juice on the pressed grape skins. You can get darker colors. This is kind of ruby. Gives a little bit more tannic influence. Might have a little more bitter aftertaste. I kind of like the anisette that shows up in this often. Bandol. This is one of our more affordable ones, but I would not by any means say that it's a lesser Bandol. It's just Domaine Tempier is one of the most sought-after rosés in the world. So you're competing with a global audience when you want to buy Domaine Tempier, and you can still buy some here at French Grocery. A Côte de Provence. This is the larger Provence region. Bandol's kind of like the Grand Cru of Provence. Clos Canarelli, this comes from Corsica, which may be my favorite place for rosé. I've been told they're just some of the most happy vines in the entire planet, and they certainly make exquisite rosé. And again, from the north of Europe, I mean, this is Pinot Noir. I've got Pinot Noir rosé from Germany as well. They're all breathtaking. They're all spectacular. We're in 2016 right now, so we're mostly drinking 2015 rosés, but the good stuff can live and is often better even after a year or two. The really good stuff, it's fun to hold back a few bottles and enjoy a flight of them sometime, maybe 2, 3, 4 years in a row. Your Bandols, some of your Corsican stuff, some of your great village appellations in Northern Europe, these are good examples of things that will age and can even get better. When they're young, I've got a young 2015 rosé right here. That's from Saint-Chenian. It's in the southwest of France. It's like watermelon Jolly Rancher. Some people get tired of me saying that, but I ate a lot of Jolly Ranchers as a kid. And there's like a real candied, sort of locked-in melon presence on this. But it won't last long. By the time you get even to September or October, that started to fade away. You get more flowers, you get even more earthiness, that sort of garrigue they talk about in the south of France, that stone and herb, the things that are just coming off the floor of Provence in the hot sun. You pick up some of that. What can we drink this with? Like I said before, I mean, even a steak, but seafood, you really can't go wrong. A roast chicken, simple grilled food. There are picky people but I'm not. When it comes to rosé, it makes me happy just about any day of the year with about any food. It's one of the most versatile things. It's not simply a trend. It's not simply a stack in a grocery store. These are real producers, récollant producers. You can know these farmers. You can go visit a lot of these domains. If you're ever in France, you have that kind of luck or blessing. And I encourage you to do so because it's some of the most beautiful places in the world, and they make some of the most captivating and beautiful wines in the world. And you can drink them all year, not just in July. And that's one of my goals. When I set out to open this place, I said, I just want to stock wines that I want to drink. And rosé's number one on that list when I live in this kind of environment. So we keep this stuff as long as we possibly can. This is already sold out. This will be soon and this will be soon. But there'll be new vintages coming. There'll be new producers coming online. Stop in, talk to me, Kevin Lentz, the wine guy. I'm here for you. Drink some rosé. Have a great week.